Hello everyone, Rishabh here, and this video I'm gonna set up JDT LS for nvim-lsp from scratch. Now, from a long time I did the series on nvim-lsp. Many people wanted this because JDT LS is a little bit complicated to set up, and also the classical setup actually lacks many features. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up it from scratch in today's video. So I have my minimal vim RC here. So in this minimal vim RC, I have basically only 4 plugins. In the 4 plugins I have are nvim finder. Okay, that's my fuzzy finder plugin. The second is popfix. Okay, that supports that fuzzy finder plugin. It's like an API. The third one is nvim-rdtls. Okay, that is actually the color scheme I have. And the fourth one is color buddy, that actually supports that color scheme plugin. Okay. And then in the vim-rc I have some basic configurations. Also I have some basic mappings. So these are things I have, and some commented code that lets us do the things faster, okay, and save our time. Now if you want to have the Java configuration here, I would suggest that don't go with the path of nvim-lsp config because it actually lacks many features. Instead of that, what you can do is you can go with the path of nvim-jdtls. Okay, now let me show what nvim-jdtls is. nvim-jdtls is a plugin. Okay, you can just find it on GitHub. Okay, so it's like m/nvim-jdtls. Okay, he's a famous guy on GitHub. Now, what extensions is provide is organize imports. Okay, so like this feature everyone wants: extract variable, okay, extract method, open class file contents, code action extensions. That is so much useful, like generate constructor, toString function, hash code equals generation, extract variable of methods, generate delegate methods, and all those things. Also JShell integration and debugger support. So basically, this is so much things that we have, and all those things are not there in nvim-lsp config as far as I know. This is the first thing you need to have. So let's just have it. Okay, I just uncommented it. After that, the installation says that you also need to have Eclipse JDT LS tar.gz. Okay, so, the installation. But they suggest you to go for git clone and then build it from scratch. But I know that it's so painful and so time taking. Many times it fails. For me also it failed. I don't know why. Okay, I didn't try much. Instead of that, what you can do is you can just go for you can just search for Google or any other search engine and just find jdtls tar.gz, and the first thing you are gonna get is the link, and there you can just go and check out JDT language server latest. Okay, just download the latest one because it has the almost many features, okay, that we need. Now once you get that, okay, you have to extract it on the some place. Okay, so what I did is I extracted it here in my .cache/nvim/nvim-lsp directory. It's like a classic directory, okay, where my other LSP servers also exist. Okay, so once you extract it, okay, this is the directory structure you are going to get. So in the directory structure, you can see that there are many config folders, and also there is a plugin folder. Okay, this plugin folder has many jar files. Okay, these jar file you actually need, so just remember that. And also you need the config folder. Okay, so also remember that. Now if we just go to the plugin, okay, what it says, you also need a script file, okay, with this content. So just copy paste it. Okay, let's just copy paste it. So what I did is I just copy pasted it here in a file named launch JDT LS, and what you need to do is you have to change this jar variable and this configuration parameter. Okay, so in the jar variable, the first thing if you see here, so that is like I can say this path is where you installed JDT LS. Okay, and then after that you had the plugins folder. Okay, in the plugins folder you had this org.eclipse.equinox.launcher_, and there are many jars like that. So star.jar, you need to provide all those files here. Okay, basically. So you can just copy paste it from here. Okay, I just put it on GitHub. Okay, so from my GitHub, and also you have to change this configuration parameter. Okay, again in the JDT LS, that is our the directory in which we extracted. Okay, as we have just seen that it has config Linux directory. Okay, because I use Linux, Arch Linux by the way. So I have this config Linux. I use config Linux. If you use Mac, you can use config Mac. If you use Windows, you can use config Windows. Okay, so these are two things you need to change. If also what you can do is, if you don't use Java 9 plus, that's like 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, all those things, because I use Java 8. Okay, what I did is I commented these last 3 lines. Okay, these last 3 lines are actually for Java 9 plus. Okay, and I use Java 8 for some reason. Okay, so I just uncommented it. I just commented it. Okay, so if you use Java 9 plus, you can uncomment it. Okay, anything you like. So this is the file you have. Okay, once you have the file, what you need to do is you have to make the file executable using the chmod command. Okay, then one more thing you need to take care is you have to put this file, okay, in an executable directory. In a path. Okay, that is in your environment variable. Okay, the path environment variable. So this directory is in my path environment variable. Okay, if you don't know much about that, what you can do is you can just copy it. Okay, launch JDT LS, and you can just put it in /user/bin. Okay, so if you don't know about Linux, then yeah, you can just do it. So once you did it, okay, you are ready to go. Now it's time to set up JDT LS. Okay, nvim-jdtls. So let's come back. And now if I go to the page, okay, what it suggests me is I need some sort of auto command. Okay, encapsulated in an auto group, or of course auto group. Okay, so let me uncomment it out. Okay, so you can directly use that. And now what it says, for the file type Java, that is because it's JDT LS, so file type Java is trivial. Okay, what you need to do is you need to go for Lua require JDT LS config.setup. I have just changed a little bit. Okay, from there. Okay, so be cautious for that. Okay. Now JDT LS config. What is this JDT LS config? Okay, so basically it's a file. Okay, it's a file in the Lua directory. Where is the Lua directory? Okay, in your config/nvim, you need to make a Lua directory. Okay, in the Lua directory, okay, you need to have a JDT LS config.lua. In the JDT LS config.lua, I have the setup function. So you need to have the setup function, and the setup function I told many things like set soft tab stop, shift wait, no expand tab, some basic configuration. This is one of the major line. Okay, the major line is require JDT LS dot start or attach and all those things. Okay, so where you can get it? You can get it from here. You can just see require JDT LS dot start or attach. Just copy paste it. Okay, and now in the command, okay, in the command key, you need to place the value like launch JDT LS. And what is this launch JDT LS? If you remember, launch JDT LS was the file, okay, that we made, and we put the script. This is script there. Yeah, this is script. So because launch JDT LS is in an environment variable path. Okay, so now it can be executed directly. So we can just put the name here. So this is what it is. Now this is one of the crucial thing you need to do. Just don't forget it. Okay, and then you can just go for the mappings. Okay, so I just did some mappings out there. Okay, so if you know, okay, nvim-lsp, okay, and you have seen my nvim-lsp config video, or maybe you have read this lsp thing, okay, you may know that this is something very important. Okay, like this is something very trivial. If you don't know about it, okay, what you need to do is you need to go to my old video, or you need to read this help doc. Okay, so anyways, let me just go for JDT LS config. Okay, So I did some basic mappings here, okay, the declaration, definition, and all those things. Now let's come back to JDT LS thing, okay, and what it says, it provides some extended code actions. So what I did is, for Java, I don't use the normal code actions, like I don't use different normal code action and extended code action. What I do is I use the extended code action directly. So for the code action, I use leader AF, okay, and leader AF is like, now Lua requires JDT LS dot code action, okay. It's only for Java, just to watch it that it's JDT LS config, okay. For other nvim-lsp things, okay, nvim-lsp config things, what you need to do is you need to follow my old video, okay, or you can just read the help docs, okay. So that is there, okay. Now once you have done with this, okay, and maybe you did all many other mappings, okay, that they suggest in their readme, okay, so you can just go and check their readme. There are many mappings, so you can use that, okay. Once you have done with all those mappings, what you need to do is you need to do nothing, because JDT LS is now set up, okay. Let's just see it working. So now let me just save everything just to make sure that everything just works, okay. Now let's open in the Floodlight directory tpang.java, one file. Floodlight is a very good SDN network project, so just you can just go and check it out. Now once you open the Java file, on the command menu, on the command window, you can see that means bottom down there. I don't know what to say about that. You can see the service ready. Once you see the service ready, okay, that means your Java server is ready. Okay, you can now use that. So for example, leader AF should give me the code actions, and now you can see that I have the extended code actions that I can get. Okay, so these are the things you can just go for. So now we have done for the nvim-jdtls configuration. Now it's time to shift to the two things that we don't have, the fancy UI and the auto completion. Let's just go for the auto completion first. Okay, so for the auto completion, what I do is I use nvim-comp plugin. Okay, so in the nvim-lsp config plugin, I used completion nvim, but I recently switched to nvim-comp and I am actually enjoying it. And actually I'm a contributor to this plugin, so it actually makes sense for me to use it. Okay, and one more thing is this provides some features that I think many people want. Okay, so I would continue with this example only. Okay, so in our nvim-rc, what we need to do is we need to enable this nvim-comp plugin. Okay, so we enabled nvim-comp. Now once we enable that, this is not only thing we need to do, we have to set it up. Okay, so what I did is I have a file named completion config, okay, and this completion config basically sets up the nvim-comp. So let's just see how the completion config look like. So this is how the completion config looks like, okay, and I just took it from their readme. Okay, you can just copy paste it from here. The best thing about nvim-comp is they provide the priority feature. So for example, I want nvim-lsp on the top priority. Okay, so I put it on the 10. Okay, buffer on the lowest priority, like the buffer things. Okay, and path and ulti-snips on the same priority. Okay, so on the priority 9. So with this thing, nvim-lsp suggestions would always be on the top, then ulti-snips and path, and then comes the buffer. Okay, this is the one of the behavior I always wanted to have, and it was not there in completion nvim, so I had a good reason to switch to nvim-comp. So once done with this configuration, you can just copy paste from my GitHub again. Okay, so once done with the this configuration, the auto completion is ready, I guess. So let's just save it to make sure it works. Okay, now let's just restart the file. Okay, so tpang.java. Let's just because JDTLS is slow, it takes our time. It takes a little time to load up. Okay, once done, it would show services ready. It says service ready, and now once we type, we get the auto completion. You can just see. Okay, and it has a good performance. So this is what it is. Okay, you got the auto completion. The third thing you need to have is I guess some fancy UI, because still you don't have the fancy UI, because you can see that again you have to type and things. I just don't like it. Okay, so what you can do is you can use my nvim-lsputils plugin. Okay, so in my nvim-lsputils plugin, it provides some fancy UI, but the once you download it, okay, again it doesn't work directly and the configuration that is shown on my its readme, okay, it doesn't work directly, because what nvim-jdtls LS does, it actually overrides the UI itself. Okay, that means nvim-jdtls LS doesn't use the nvim-lsp UI, it made its own UI. That's why what I needed to do is I needed to actually override the UI with the nvim-lsputils UI. That is so easy to do with nvim-lsputils because it's so extensible. Okay, so let's see how it looks like. So I would again go to JDT config.lua. Okay, and I have commented down the 4 lines. Okay, these 4 lines are only for this JDT the nvim-lsputils UI for JDT LS. Okay, for other UI of like how to use other nvim-lsputils UI, you can just go for nvim-lsputils readme page, and it's so clear there. Okay, so now once you uncomment these 4 lines, again you can just copy paste from my GitHub. Okay, because I just upload all this thing in the YouTube branch. Okay, so you can just copy paste from there. Now once done with this, okay, you get this nvim-lsputils UI. So for example, let me just show you tpang.java, and I'm just waiting out there a little just to make sure that JDT LS start, because it's a little slow. Okay, now start space AF, and now we get the code action completion, all those things. Okay, on the floating menu itself. Okay, on the floating menu. So this is something we want to have. I press 7 and it just happens. Okay, so this is how it works. Okay, this is how it works basically. This is nvim-lsputils integration with nvim-jdtls LS also. Okay, the last thing what you can do is because again for declaration, definition, hover, references, nvim-lsputils is again still not there. So what you can do is you can override those things. Okay, so I would use my lsp config.lua. Okay, and I would just override it. I think it should be there. So I just override it. Okay, I don't know where it is. So you can override the handlers. Okay, it's all there in my nvim-lsputils readme page, so you can just use it out there. Okay, now let's just override it. Okay, once done, now you are ready to go. Okay, you have the full-fledged nvim-lsputils UI with you. That means also I also want some of the configuration, some fuzzy finding stuff and like that. Okay, so for fuzzy finding stuff and like that, I also use these things. Okay, these lines, these are again on the nvim-lsputils plugin, and you can just copy paste from my GitHub if you want. Okay, so once done, okay, you have the full-fledged UI. Let me just show you tpang.java. Let's just wait for JDT LS to start. Okay, it's a little bit slow again. Okay, yeah, and now for example space GW, and you get all those symbol, and you can just fuzzy find it, get, and all those things. And again for nvim-lsputils you need the POPFix plugin. Okay, it's the backing up this UI. Okay, so all those things are there, and all those nvim-lsputils features you can use. Okay, so this was nvim-lsputils integration. So what we covered the basic nvim-jdtls setup. Okay, so that's one thing. The second thing we did was setting up auto completion, and the third thing we did was setting up nvim-lsputils with nvim-jdtls LS. Okay, so these are the three things we do. And if you are a little bit doubt that nvim-jdtls is not nvim-lsp, so don't get in there. nvim-jdtls is built over nvim-lsp because nvim-lsp is actually so extensible, as I talked about. So this was all about it. I think this video was helpful for you guys. I think this should help you in your Java workflow, because currently I am doing many things on Java and I am using nvim for everything. I am not facing any problem with all this setup. So if you are facing any problem, just drop down in the comment section and I will see it down. Okay, so see you guys next time.